What's up guys, this is Strike, and in this video we're going to be talking about the 5 best heroes of the current patch for winning your solo queue games. Now this video is actually just complimentary to the written article which you can see here on the screen. It's posted on Lore Guides, link will be in the description, and of course we're going to go over when to pick them and how to play them in this video as well. But if you want to see a bit more detail and see the exact skill builds, exact item builds, then make sure to check out the website page, and there you can find all of that info. Also, one last thing before we continue, I will be once again giving away a free replay analysis to whoever makes the best comment, either on this YouTube video or on the website page. And I will be looking at both, so if you want to have a better chance, you can comment on both, and then you have a more opportunity for me to consider your comment and maybe pick you. So with that being said, let's continue. What are the 5 heroes? You can see them written here: Phoenix, Lynx, Windranger, Zeus, and Ursa. And what makes these 5 heroes so unique and so strong in the patch right now and so likely to win you the game? The first main thing is they don't really have set roles or lanes that they need to be played in. There's going to be a whole other video about roles. In general, roles are limiting your way. If you limit yourself to some role, like I'm a carry, I'm a off lane, I cannot do this because I'm that, like just forget about all that. You're playing Phoenix, it's a powerful hero. You can be supporting on the safe lane, you can be supporting the off lane, you could be mid, you can be off lane core, you can be a safe lane farmer. It really doesn't matter. Your hero is strong and you should do what the hero is good at. That's really the only thing that's important. And same goes for Windranger, for Zeus, for Ursa. You know, Ursa support is definitely a thing. You can zone any melee hero. You don't have to be the one getting the last hits, and you will get your core items anyway. That's another big point. In this patch, it doesn't matter how much CS you got on the lane. Like, you're gonna be getting kills, you're gonna be farming, you know, jungle to catch up eventually, but even better, you're gonna be pushing lanes to catch up. So as long as you don't feed, you participate in a couple kills, the early game CS really doesn't matter too much. Only exception to this rule is basically the Lynx. That's a hero that cannot really wave clear until he gets enough items, like his first major item, Orchid for the mana region. So Lynx is the only hero that you can still play him on every lane. It's just that you need to be the core and you need to be getting those early last hits, because Lynx is basically the slowest when it comes to the laning stage, because the other 4, they're basically very powerful starting from level 1, you know, whereas Lynx needs like at least level 6 or so. Now with that being said, what do these heroes do that sets them apart from other heroes? Like, what makes them so good? They push waves really well. That's the first thing. You know, people always ask me like, what's the most important thing to do in the game? Or like, if I don't know, if you're not sure what to do, always push lanes. Like, this is super important and has a very big impact. Always push lanes. So, you know, Phoenix, the fire spirits, 2 fire spirits are enough to push a wave. You have 4 of them per cast, and also Sunray clears a wave. Windranger, obviously power shot, almost like brings the entire wave to half HP, takes a couple hits to finish it. It can snipe range creeps, which by the way is also pushing the lane already if you just kill the range creeps from 3000 range away. And she buys Maelstrom, that also helps. Zeus, I mean, not much to say there, like it's one of the best wave clear heroes ever. Just a couple arc casts and any creep wave is gone. Ursa, okay, not that amazing, but you know, the moment you have your mana region talent, you can spam your spells. Again, 1 Earth Shock, 1 Overpower, take quick care of a creep wave. And once again, Lynx, when you have your mana region up, 1 strafe, that's why you max that spell. First 15 seconds cooldown, 1 strafe, you instantly take out a creep wave. The next thing that these heroes do is apply pressure. They apply pressure really well. They don't really have any downtime, they don't have any giant cooldown ultis. Now, of course, Phoenix and Zeus, obviously, yeah, there is like a 2-minute cooldown on their ults, but the point is that they don't really need them to actually apply pressure and do something. And what does apply pressure mean? Basically, apart from pushing waves, which is applying pressure, dealing damage to enemies. Like, you don't have to always get the kill when you go on someone. The point of getting kills is to allow you to pressure a tower afterwards, or an objective, and you'll get something done with the team. If you bring someone to very low HP and then they have to go back to base, it's the same result as killing them. You're basically forcing them away and you're giving yourself space to go for an objective because they have to go heal. So, you know, you're Phoenix, you don't have egg, but it doesn't mean you can't just dive, throw a couple spirits, Sunray, suddenly like 2 enemy heroes are low HP, they can't def anymore. And lastly, this kind of ties into the rest. All these heroes have really good solo kill potential throughout the entire game. Scaling damage, possibly the only one that like kind of falls off a little bit in terms of solo kill, not in terms of being strong, is Phoenix. And you know, it sounds weird, right? Because Phoenix late game is insanely scary. Like how dealing with that egg when it's 15 hits or 16 hits at max level, if he gets an axe, whatever. Attack speed souls, the damage is still ridiculous. The damage is AoE. The AoE stun of the supernova is still ridiculous. You know, the hero does a lot. The only thing is that, okay, the solo kill potential is, you know, not there anymore, because most of Phoenix's damage comes from Sunray, actually, in the late game. A fully channeled Sunray is more than half of a hero's max HP in magic damage, and that can be boosted further, obviously. So again, Phoenix with a +1 can still kill just about anyone, you know, by just channeling Sunray. But in terms of solo killing, Phoenix falls off a little bit, but not all the other four. Lynx, not much to say there. Obviously, you even buy these items that allow you to get solo kills. Orchid, Nullifier, you can solo kill any hero with those. Wind Ranger, again, pretty straightforward. All you really need is an Axe and a Maelstrom, and you have ridiculous damage potential. As long as you can keep hitting, like in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, you kill any hero. Zeus, you get your Axe, you know, you have a Yules to keep them in the Nimbus, the Chain Bolts. When the moment you get Refresher, the Chain Stuns with the level 20 stun, it's insane. You even have global solo kill potential on top of that. It's ridiculous. And Ursa, again, really obvious. It doesn't matter how tanky you are against an Ursa, the Fury Swipes are always gonna hurt and are always gonna kill you eventually, unless you can prevent him from hitting you. And now this kind of brings me to the last point of what makes these heroes so strong and unique, is that basically they all have certain mechanics that no other hero has, and that are pretty difficult for the average pop player to deal with, which makes them perfect picks for you, obviously, to have an easier time to win your games. Great example to start with is Phoenix. Now, people just panic against the egg, even at higher levels. You know, concept wise, it's not really that complicated. You either are able to kill the egg, in which case you should commit for it, or you're not, in which case you should disengage. But we all know, Dota players, and you know, you can admit it, yourself included, myself included, the average Dota player is pretty headstrong about their understanding of the game and their opinions, and they're not very likely to listen to someone who, you know, goes against their view during the game. So a situation that often happens is that, you know, the Phoenix uses his egg, and one guy thinks, oh, we can commit and definitely kill it if my teammates also hit, and then the other guy thinks, well, there's no way we kill it, we should disengage. So what happens, you know, one guy runs away, one guy stays to hit it, you know, maybe even like the other guy turns around, but by then it's too late, or the other guy is like super committed because he's like, well, if he's still even now 3 seconds late, if he turns around, we're gonna get it. And then it's like, oh man, I just needed one hit, and you know, it's all you have to do as a Phoenix is press one fucking button, and enemies start panicking. They start fighting amongst themselves. They have to make this really difficult decision really quickly, and you know what, chances are they're not gonna execute perfectly, and they're just all gonna die and blame each other for not having, you know, reading each other's minds and knowing how to exactly play against this insanely powerful supernova spell. Second one is Lynx. So what makes Lynx unique? First of all, it's pretty much the only hero that's perma hasted and invis throughout the entire game the moment you max your invis, and obviously the hero also has ridiculous solo kill potential. It's like a Ricky on steroids. Just, you don't need to silence people. I mean, you silence them with Orchid, but you get the point. Like, you're just so fast, you're ranged, you 2-shot supports, you 3-shot cores, and the ironic thing is that supports, they need to buy sentries to stay alive against this Lynx. But what happens when they buy sentries? They don't have money to actually buy items to get themselves tankier, so they're spamming sentries all game, but meanwhile they still have brown boots at 20 minutes, which means you're still 2-3 shotting them, even if they see you coming. You know, even heroes with instant disables, I'm sure we've all played those against Lynx, or if you haven't, you should try playing Lynx against them. You can be playing a Lion or a Shaman, you know, your Hex is instant, but still the like half a second it takes you to react to Lynx, you know, strafe shooting you out of the invis, That half second, you know, you're gonna get the hex off, but there's 3 hits in the air, and by the time they land, you're dead, and the hex doesn't matter. So this hero is super annoying to play against and very powerful. Wind Ranger's mechanic, it's basically 2 of them kind of equally, I would say. It's the 400% evasion. The early game is all about right clicks. The majority of damage in the early game comes from right clicks, and having 100% evasion on demand as well as a speed boost means it's really hard to die as this hero, no matter what position you're playing. Secondly, it's the shackle shot. It's, you know, imagine shackle shot was just a point and click stun, 4-second stun almost, is 3.8. Imagine it was that, you know, that would be ridiculously broken, right? So what balances it? It's a skill shot. There needs to be a tree there and stuff like that. So the thing is though, how many spells actually in the game really count on trees? You know, there's this, there's the monkey, there's the timber, but people don't really keep in mind the trees very well. So again, if you play a lot of Wind Ranger and you're conscious of, you know, being patient with your shackle shot, going on people that are around trees that let you land reliable shackles, you can really turn that into a point and click 3.8-second stun, which, like we mentioned, is ridiculously strong and allows you to solo kill just about anyone. Next up, Zeus. What's unique about Zeus? Well, first of all, he's the only hero with a global stun in the form of Nimbus, the only hero that can globally cancel TPs. That says a lot. Second, it's a hero that plays back, and, you know, comparable heroes, Tinker, Pugna, Sniper, and you know what's the counter to these heroes? You want to get on top of them. You want to buy Blink Dagger and jump them. Pretty straightforward, right? But then Zeus is the only hero who can, okay, not the only, you know, there's a couple more, but instantly, yes, like there are a couple heroes with global spells, but Zeus is the only hero that can instantly cancel Blink Daggers globally and give vision on top of that. So how are you supposed to jump this guy when he just presses one button and your blink is on cooldown and he sees you, and then he can just keep pressing his other spells from a mid range, keep your blink cancelled, you know, dealing half your HP in the process. So it's really tough to play against. And some people say he falls off in the late game. Well, those people don't really know what they're talking about, because Zeus is definitely in the top 5 strongest late game heroes as well. I mean, when you get your Ags Refresher, you know, Octarine at some point, but, you know, forget the Octarine, like just double Nimbus, double ulti, it's enough to kill any hero. Especially when you have the stun talent, you can almost stun lock them yourself. You don't even need anyone to set up for you. This hero is ridiculously strong. And the last one is Ursa Warrior. This hero is pretty straightforward, and yet still somehow manages to dominate so many games. The unique thing about this hero is his damage is essentially infinite. There's no such thing as tanking an Ursa, right? Like if an Ursa jumps you, it doesn't matter how many hearts or how much HP you really have, you will eventually die. It might take a little bit longer than for most heroes if you're tanky. Like he might not kill you during the first bash, but you will die pretty quickly, and that's just, you know, due to his Fury swipes and how they work. And there are a lot of Pudge players, a lot of Bristleback players that, you know, enjoy their heroes that are very tough to kill, very durable, and they just don't know how to play against an Ursa because they don't respect what the hero does, and that's basically counter exactly these fat heroes that are trying to tank stuff, and you just cannot tank an Ursa. How do you do with an Ursa? You kite them. You just cannot afford to get hit. If he's able to hit you, you're gonna die. Like, that's how it works. So imagine if Ursa was a ranged hero, again, he will be super broken, right? The fact that his melee is what balances him. So you want to buy items that allow you to kite him, to prevent him from hitting. You know, obviously Gold Scepters, Heaven's Halberds, Force Staffs. Just keep your distance. If he jumps you with an Abyssal, again, majority of heroes just die from full HP. You can be 2000 HP, blink Abyssal, you're dead. This is a hero that just does so much, so hard to play against, and if you slip up for 1 second and you forget your positioning, you know, you get caught out, you're just dead. That's it. It's also the only hero that can turn the basher into, you know, somewhat of a reliable stun, because by the time you react when he blinks on you with overpower, he's hit you like 3 times, which gives you a very big chance to get a bash. That's why people always complain about first hit bash. Sometimes it really is first hit, but most of the time it's probably like the 3rd hit. Again, it just took like less than a second to get to that 3rd hit, so it feels like a first hit bash. But that's just how the hero works. Again, really strong, really hard to deal with, and of course still great on the lane just like the others. That's it guys, thank you for watching. I hope you found this informative, and if you don't know how to play these heroes, again, check out the article on the website. It goes through the skill builds, item builds, and it gives you tips and pointers on, you know, their strong timings and in general, like when you want to pick them, what matchups they are good against, what they're good at, and specifics to their playstyle, how you actually want to play these heroes. These are kind of mini guides. If you're interested in a full-length extensive guide like the ones posted before on Shadow Fiend and Jugger, then, you know, let me know in the comments. Again, leave me any feedback, and don't forget also just to comment any interesting question, any interesting, you know, inquiry, insight that maybe I didn't think of, and the one that's most interesting will get a free replay analysis, again, both on the website as well as in this video. Thank you for watching guys, and make sure to subscribe to me. I will be posting videos regularly. There's also a new series coming up about the TI meta. That should be pretty interesting for you guys, and yeah, hit the bell button or whatever for this notification stuff, and also follow me on other social media if you're interested. Oh, and lastly, if you want to get personal coaching from me on any of these heroes, if you're interested in that, then check out the coaching page on that website or one of the links in the description for my Gamer Sensei Dota Coach profile. Alright guys, see ya next time.